Daddy, can you tell me a story? Oh well, maybe I will tell you one. Once upon a time there was a builder chief who dreamt about a nice Christmas update. Valve was again doing something nice with the game, giving nice maps and cosmetics for the good people of TF2 community. When summer arrived, Valve gave them Against Hail game mode, which spread joy all around with bunch more maps. Valve even offered drums for people to play, cars were heavy so he can easily get to his job and totally not commit manslaughter. Autumn arrived and lots of people were waiting to see what Valve would offer for Half Citadel. Once the event arrived, they were given another new game mode, Living in Undead Survival. People were again joyful with a fun way to play their favorite game with more maps. Soldiers could help their team's neck pain and spies could do silly pranks towards others. And when Christmas finally arrived, Valve gave 10 more maps with lots of cosmetics. The mercenaries will finally be able to celebrate Christmas together as a family, and Builder got himself a new jacket with a tie to make a good impression on his colleagues. But some maps were better than the others. Turbine Center turned the industrial and dual map into a festive shopping center, with an amusing train in the circle, and with changes to the layout made it much more balanced and fun map for everyone. Krampus is an eerie town which was terrorized by Krampus himself, who will punish all the naughty children. By defeating him, it will lead to his realm, which will grant critical ammunition, which for a Christmas map isn't my cup of tea, but this town was a nice place to spend time in. Harp is a more experimental map as it's a mix between capture of the flag and the control points. The blue team must take their intelligence to red point to cap it. It has 3 stages and each stage has 2 points to capture. The mode was really confused to get hang of, and only being able to capture points with the briefcase is pretty tedious. Camber is just up for it, but without the big sidelines for the snipers. It's a fine map, but I don't have much to say about it. Gallery is a player dismantle map and is another joyful reskin, based on the nucleus changing the Spytech environment to a more cheery shopping center, with an ice resurfacer that can harm you if you get too close to it, so I hope you avoid getting hurt. Hacksaw is just a fucking Christmas version of the Bonesaw map, which is one of the worst maps I've played. This time there are no crappy minigame at the end and spell spam, so I guess this is my favorite version of the map. This map still sucks though. Snow Tower is a King of the Hill variant of the High Tower map, which means most of the map is not needed and snipers can be really difficult with the open sight lines. Brew is a fine factory with the Autumn team, and the map is overall good to play in. It's maybe a bit too open in some places, but it's a fine map. Carrier is like Crasher from Halloween, but you control as a giant mechanical being and capture points, but the map is not favorable to defenders, so if the attackers gather many of the doctors to keep the robot healthy, they will win most of the time. And finally, Emerge is my favorite non-Christmas themed map, as it's a nice industrial complex in Alaska and the layout has nice spots for builders. It's open and closed for many of the mercenaries to thrive in and it looks very nice. As we're closing to the end of the story, the storyteller wants to tell his own thoughts on this matter. New clothes are well designed and this time there weren't any health hats, so most of these clothes can be used all year round, and while not being able to go deep dive into the maps, very good. Just hope next year Valve will give fewer maps that all of them are good quality instead of few being nice and rest being fairly second rate. I won't go into details about unusuals as I won't be able to get any of them, but some of them look fine. Overall, a fine update, just less maps next year. Thank you for making this far into the story and have a Merry Christmas. Santa is here! Oh, hello there. Don't mind me. By accident I slip and drop from your chimney. I will be on my way. Oh, and Merry Christmas.
Dad, there was a Santa self and he exited to a magic portal.
Sure there was, Junior. How about we go to sleep and wait for Santa next morning?
It's beginning to look a lot like Dust Bowl.
Steak is on the floor.
They explode without a doubt, flying giblets all about, and we've lost for sure.